GM guys, Shane here with Halo Plus. Here's the truth, I was a fraud. I was giving advice for things I didn't know, I hadn't lived, and until the line, you can do, those you can't teach, slap me in the face. So I'll walk you through the story of what happened. So I was speaking to a client and I gave that sentence. I've been giving advice to companies and startups for years and in dropshipping and CBD, vapes, right the way through to, well, previously what I was doing with tech, helping them build, I guess, anything with tech, solving problems with their business and achieving their goals with tech solution and business strategy. And I've made successful businesses, but I hadn't gone the whole way. Things had happened and I'd stopped them halfway through, whatever. So I felt like a hypocrite. And this kind of made me recollect my thoughts, and Halo Plus was born. So I really want to just say that, you know, if you're getting advice or giving advice, I guess, on things that you haven't lived, then you're probably feeling a similar way. Probably this might be your sign to act. But also if you're taking advice from people that haven't done anything close to what you want to achieve, then you might want to revise where you're taking advice from. That goes for people and companies. Companies, mentioning no names, take advice from people that have no idea about the job that they're advising about, but no clue. They've never done the job, but they've done something somewhere else and their word is taken for gospel. So make sure that the advice you're giving and receiving is qualified. And I feel like being a bit more authentic. The people have spoken, I guess, with the video that I did 2 days ago about my faith and what I believe in. We had over platforms, we had over 11,000 views, 12,000 views I think. It's been 2 days. So by far the largest, I guess, engagement I've had on a post in many years, I guess. So really exciting to see that being true to myself is resonating with the people, and this is what this is about. So it actually reminds me of a conversation I was having with a research group recently, where they said your secret power is you. That's your marketing edge, and we'll see. We'll take some time. You guys will see what comes. But we're really excited with what's taking place, and like I say, the concepts have come out looking absolutely amazing. We've got a new mascot. He's awesome, Calm Knight, and just really excited about the creative side of things. It's a thoroughly enjoyable process. So as I say, if you're bored, if you're not really, I guess, excited about life, you're not really feeling satisfied, I would say just start writing stuff, just start doing stuff, just start brainstorming. You're never going to find the perfect thing straight away, but it comes by brainstorming. Start just doing stuff, put pen to paper and do that every day, maybe 5, 10, 20, half an hour, whatever, as much as you can do. Just put some time into it. And before you know it, you'll start to enjoy it. You'll enjoy the creative process. You feel like a kid again. And this is what everything is about. I genuinely, I was telling this to my wife yesterday, I knew everything as a child. I personally feel like every child kind of gets it. But the conditioning of society and people telling us no, that you can't do that, and time, all this shit. Really, we have the knowledge, and society just conditions us with all these messages of limitations that other people have experienced or think about themselves, and they put them onto other people. It causes a vicious circle, and before you've got people that are just unhappy and don't want to achieve anything, but they're not doing anything, and they blame the world for everything. And I guess you be accountable. If you've done something wrong, or if you're not happy about certain things, what have you done about it? What are you doing to change that situation? Because ultimately you can complain about everything on the planet, but it begins with you. So if complaining about the colour of the style of wallpaper in your own house, well, change it, right? There's no point complaining about something if you can change it. If it's in your capacity, then just do it. Get started, and before you know it, you'll start finding breadcrumbs and that lead you on to different things, and you'll be like, oh my god, I know this because I did this before, or I did that before, and you'll start connecting dots. And you may want to lean on people that in your network. That's never a bad thing. People that may be able to help you. In the past I've done that, and they can really be helpful for you. People that support you, or are interested in what you're doing, or have a similar interest in doing something similar for themselves as well. So there's a number of different things you can do in terms of collaboration and exercises, and give it a shot. If it works, fantastic. If not, no problem. You've not lost anything. If anything, you've gained loads of experience, creative elements and skills about different tools and platforms you can use. And about knowledge, I was talking to a tech guy the other day, who never touched crypto because he was abroad for 10 years. If you can believe that's an excuse not to touch innovative technologies that are changing the world. So my point is, don't make any excuses. Be accountable for your own decisions. If you miss something, say, look, you know what, I missed it, but I'm going to get on it now. This is my time to learn. And if people make excuses about, oh, there's not information available to me, I didn't have anyone to teach me, bullshit. The YouTube has everything on it. Everything you need to know is online. There's universities, there's lecturers, there's PhDs, there's doctors, professors, so many people that have got good literature and educational content online that you can learn. And it's genuine, it's legitimate, because they're people that are professionals. So you can make sure you can fact check this stuff and make sure it's truthful and it's correct at what you're learning. And you can learn a whole industry. And like I say, I've worked in so many industries, in engineering recruitment, and I worked in utilities for 6 years. I worked in dental sales, I worked in medical sales, selling interventional cardiology, neuroradiology and vascular devices. You've got to know what you're talking about. You've got to know the anatomy, you've got to know the industry, the competitors, the indications, the flaws, the pros. You've got to learn all these things about all these industries, all the competitors. You've got to learn the language that they speak. So when I'm saying this stuff, I'm not saying it from a place of high and mightiness. No, I'm saying it from a place where this guy was brought to level 0, lost his memory, lost his speech, lost the movement on his left arm. Look, check this scar. Look, the metal pole and 19 screws in there. If I can do it, why can't you do it? So that's all I'm trying to say, is there's nothing different. All it is that they put me to a place where I was like, the Mount Everest, and then I was brought right to the bottom. And then it was like, well, look, how much do you want it? Are you going to be a victim for the rest of your life at 20 years old? Or are you going to put it in your capacity? So I was the only guy breaking the sweat in physio. I was literally treating it like gym. I was treating that like game time, just as I have throughout my whole life, no matter what job I've done. Game time. Do it the best way you can possibly do it. Because if you're not going to do it the best way you can do it, then you're not doing yourself any favours, because you're not going to benefit or grow from that. You're actually going to feel worse and miserable for trying to cut the boss and trying to avoid the boss and cut corners doing your job. So it's not fair to you first and foremost, which is really important. Secondly, it's not fair to your boss, the employer, because they're taking a chance on you and you're just around and wasting their money, wasting the opportunity. And also, it's someone else's opportunity that you're taking from them that they could be doing way better because they actually need the job or they're really passionate about it. And you're there cutting corners, can't be asked. And about it as just like, oh, whatever, it's just a job. No, every single job, you can learn so much from them. From sweeping floors, washing dishes, in science and working in retail. So many things that I've done that aren't so exotic and luxurious, but I learned so much from them, let alone the other stuff. Finance in Geneva at 23 years old. These are things that I've done that are great and they sound exotic, but what you learn is that you're working like a boiler room. It's like a boiler room if you've seen the movie. You're just mashing the phones. So there's different skills you're going to pick from different jobs. So don't ever look at them as like, oh, it's just a job, it's just this and that, whatever. Life is what you make of it. You can get something from every single thing you do, every single relationship, and energy is real. So if you feel your energy is changing when you're around certain people or consuming certain content, then change the energy around you, change people you're mixing with. If you're feeling that way about them, maybe they're not positive for you, and if you feel worse after being with them, maybe they're not doing you any favors. Energy is super important. Fix your feed. This is probably one of the most important things. Fix your social media feed. Because if you're consuming bullshit and influencers who are traveling around who are miserable, but showing their lives as they've got the perfect life because they travel and they've got cars and this little clothes, whatever it is, but you're not making this any happier because you're watching stuff which is perceived as the things that people want in life, but they're really not. Because you take it from someone that's actually been in a position where they had 6 figures in their bank account at the age of 23 and they were miserable. I realised at that stage in my life, by having a lot of money, at that age, the amount of money in my account, and being absolutely miserable, depressed even, thinking, well, you know what? Money doesn't buy you happiness. It's the relationships. It's who you become on the journey. It's your memories, your travel, it's experiences, it's living life, being present. And this is, again, brings us back, like I was saying, everything's connected in my last video. Brings us back to Halo. Halo brings us back to presence. This is all connected. This is all to bring us back to consciousness, bring us back to being happy, to building ourselves, to developing. We weren't put on this planet to just sit at office desks and just type away for 8 hours a day and then slash on a slash on a couch like a potato and watch TV. No, we're built to hunt and saber-toothed lions and I guess hunter-gatherers. We're meant to be built, we're meant to do stuff. We're meant to actually be physically active and healthy. And physical is one important thing. But I think in this world as well, I feel like this world kind of gets it a bit twisted. Physical is the most important thing on this planet, which is, I guess, completely opposite is how I see it. To me, the physical is the least most important thing. It's your spiritual that's the most important thing. Spiritual is first, then your mental, and then your spiritual. So then your physical. That's how I see it, because your spiritual is everything. It's here eternally before you're in this vessel that we have for a lifetime. Your mental dictates your physical, and your physical will do what your mind says it. So I proved that when I did Tough Mudder. I did Tough Mudder 3 times after the car crash, and I was the most physically able out of my whole group every time I did it. The reason why is with my mind. I chose to do it better, and I chose that it was not going to stop me or break me from being who I am. And I'd push forwards, help the people advance forward, go back, help the slower people, back and forth the whole time, every single time. And again, it was a mindset thing. I didn't even train for the second or third time. I think I cycled for the second time. Third time I just did it. I just went there, ran across the field, stretched, and that was it. Hit it. And same result as the first and second time. And it was a mindset thing. So point of that story is to, I guess, clarify the point that your spiritual is the most important thing, in my opinion anyway. This is how I feel when I believe it thoroughly. But spiritual, mental, physical. And my physical did exactly what my mental told it to do. And the reason why I've been able to continue through this last 2 decades and just persevering and fighting and learning and developing is my spiritual guide, I guess, keeps me going, because my faith and my hope and my belief in the outcomes is going to be what I desire. And it's not going to be a microwave thing, it's going to be overnight. But you persevere, you keep building, and when you're the right person for the next stage of your life, then you'll achieve it, then you'll receive them blessings. But until you become that person, it's not going to come. So, bit of a long one, bit of a erratic one, twice the length of yesterday's one, which was amazing. 12,000 views, which is unbelievable. But let's keep it going. Have an amazing day, guys. Nearly the weekend. Peace.